Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. There is a new screenshot that I really wanted to show today around Palantir, and it's from my boy Cameron, who just shared it on Twitter. I think it was an interesting one. So this is a deployment strategist at Palantir Technologies. Let me pull it up. Do I see his name? Okay, I don't see his name yet, but he just posted this on LinkedIn about 3 hours ago. So shout out to the Cameroon, who posted this awesome Palantir Twitter account. He says, I could not be more proud of the impact Army Vantage is having in the United States response to Russia's unprovoked attack on the sovereign people of Ukraine, and the central role we at Palantir Technologies play to power Army Vantage, which is built on Palantir Foundry. Remember, Palantir got a $116 million contract from the Army Vantage back in December 2021. So they've been working with them for a while now, and obviously they are playing a pivotal role. The Airborne Corps and 82nd Airborne Division U.S. Army deployed in late January amidst rising tensions on the Russia-Ukraine border. On February 24th, when Russia invaded Ukraine, it marked the end to the Western world's decades of relative peace and our hiatus from the industrial age warfare, which is exactly what Karp was talking about in the January interview in Stanford, where he was saying, look, things aren't as peachy as we think they are, and like things could go south, and dictatorial regimes could be really bad someday if they decide to just act up. To win in this new era of war, you must have the means to be agile with your data. Your technology has to be able to evolve as the situation and enemy evolves. That's what Palantir Foundry enables. And again, this is a deployment strategist of Palantir, obviously a bit biased, but still speaking to the role of Palantir in the Army Vantage. What the Airborne Corps and the 82nd Airborne Division U.S. Army are doing with Army Vantage under Jared's and Jock Padgett's leadership is incredible. They're leading the charge on the U.S. Army modernization, and I'm excited I get to share a piece of it publicly. So I wanted to go into this article right here that Cameron also shared, which was published July 30th, 2022, so about a couple days ago. That basically explains how the Army Vantage uses data-driven decision-making to be effective and meaningful in their ability to actually stop and mitigate bad things that happen. So reading from the article, soldiers from the Airborne Corps and the 82nd Airborne Division are leading the U.S. Army's transition to data-centric operations as they use new technologies to counter evolving threats. Obviously, Palantir is part of those new technology suites because the Army Vantage is built on top of Palantir Foundry. And when they say data-centric operations, they're basically saying, hey, they don't make decisions unless they look at the data, and the data tells them what decisions to make. So it's a much more informed, meaningful decision that could be, the difference between saving money, life, death, all that stuff. Leveraging Army Vantage, the Army's enterprise data decision platform that connects to and draws data from new and legacy systems in any form at any scale, deployed units are configuring end-to-end operational applications to streamline the outload of forces, automate logistics status reporting, capture new and structured data, and make real-time intelligent decisions. All of that is what the new era, what the new data analytics, big data world is going to, and that is a role that I believe Palantir is going to play a massive role in over the next decade. Commanders and staff are often dependent on a myriad of disconnected joint service level and combat and command data sources that on their own are unable to provide a single operational picture to commanders. This is that sort of centralized operating system for an enterprise, for a government, for an army, which is what Palantir is able to enable versus the siloed data that all exists in different places. In addition, these systems do not inform echelons below corps, and they lack the flexibility and adaptability to accommodate rapidly changing priorities and requirements on the ground. Things change automatically, and when things change automatically, you need to have data and technology that is able to adapt to things that are changing. Soldiers are now able to bring modern technology to bear against legacy systems to solve the critical knowledge gaps for commanders in stride with Army Vantage. Our efforts on Army Vantage connected dozens of standalone systems and removed swivel chair operations to streamline our deployment processes, ensuring we hit the ground running, said Jared Summers, who's the CTO of the Army Vantage. And traditionally, deployments have been tracked with small pieces of information that inform outload operations siloed. Again, that word comes up a lot when we talk about Palantir, across tens of disconnected and sometimes outdated systems. These different systems didn't provide the full picture of the outload process, making it cumbersome to stitch together segments of the common operating picture to produce up-to-date data. If this sounds like a lot of hodgepodge and big words, the way to simply look at it is there's a lot of data, it's dispersed in a lot of places. If we put it all together, because we have the operating system to be able to facilitate the ability to look, distribute, manage, understand, and in real time update that data, boom, you've got something that is very powerful, something very valuable, and something that can be used in mission critical situations like the Russia-Ukraine crisis that has been going on right now. So is there anything more? I'll put the article in the description, but last thing I want to show you is with an established application interface layer, Army Vantage provides the novel data asset to warfighting and logistics systems, powering a cohesive decision environment and enabling the Airborne Corps efforts to see the battle space in a single pane of glass. We're continuing to grow the data integrations across Army Vantage, asking new novel questions related to operations, logistic personnel, and intelligence data. And they've tremendously advanced the Army's single pane of glass initiative, said Padgett. We are definitely making progress. So, overall, the reason why I wanted to cover it is because I saw that, and I saw that a person at Palantir who works there was able to put that out there, that they are actively working in the Russia-Ukraine situation with the Army Vantage. They're managing data from the end to end in a variety of different situations. And all of that is built on top of Palantir Foundry. And I think that is incredible. I think that's something important to remember. Sometimes we forget that Palantir got the Army Vantage contract because they've been getting a lot of governmental contracts in December 2021. So, since December 2021, they've actually been able to build out that entire system. And as a result of building out that entire system, they've been able to work with the Army Vantage. Now, what does this mean for earnings coming up? I have no idea how earnings are going to go. I think there's a chance we can beat on revenue, but maybe we don't. I mean, we are going to have to see how governmental revenue increase. Palantir said expect upside on the volatility of government to the upside because of the governmental revenue and the governmental deals they've been getting. Does that mean that they got enough governmental deals, even the ones that they haven't disclosed, since last quarter? I don't know. I mean, we're going to see. Maybe it's in quarter 3, maybe it's in quarter 4, maybe it's not in this quarter, maybe they didn't get enough deals. We're ultimately going to have to see. But the fact that from a foundational perspective, they've been using their software and they've been leveraging it in a meaningful way for things like the Russia-Ukraine crisis, on the long term, you're like, okay, this makes sense. This is a technology, this is a software that I think has a lot of applications and has a lot of mobility and obviously is being used in a meaningful way. So we're going to see what happens on earnings. I believe I will be live streaming it on this channel, so you guys can definitely check it out on August 8th, pre-market. The link to the audio versions of all of this content is in the description. I just launched a new startup. You guys can check it out. If you want to get the audio versions of my daily Palantir content, then please check it out below. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you in the next one.